Okay, so today this session is mainly because our target is to reproduce the ECG signal from the PPG signal. Even though it's involved a lot of uh, post processing of the signal, and it involves a lot of deep learning, a part of artificial intelligence, and further to uh, diagnose the pathological symptoms. Again, it's need further processing of the data. But the foremost thing is to capture the data and to filter it. It should be filtered such a way that the desired information should not be filtered out. So for that, the preliminary stage, we are in preliminary stage. So now here, this things is how to capture the data in from the sensor will be connected to microcontroller, and microcontroller will be connected to a PC. So that it will store in some database like Excel or something. When we will work on IoT, then we should use MS Access or uh, SQL Server like that. That time we will work on ASP.NET in Microsoft Visual Studio environment. But when we will be working in portable system, we will be working Python. So now here the session is it will be presented by Shayantan and Rohit. So Shayantan will present how to capture the data and save it to Excel. Then Rohit will present how to take the captured data to, because first we will learn all the processing in MATLAB, because it is easy, already codes are there, you need not to work much more on that. After that we will customize the code, and we will bring it to a portable form. Okay, so Rohit will show the how to import the Excel data from uh, Excel file to MATLAB workspace, then how to introduce a moving average filter. And you know, moving average filter, you have to consider the window size. This is very important because definitely wider window size will give you some better result, but uh, one way it will create some delay that is to be considered when in your time sampling. When you'll be doing the time stamping, the same delay is to be considered for the respective filter signal. Number one. Number two, it should not filter out the some necessary information. So Rohit will just will give a glimpse how to do that. Then uh, how to match, because already manually Shanton has counted the pulse manually. So now Rohit, after filtering the data, he will also match it that this PPG signal and the manual counting both are matching. Then finally we are going to reconstruct the ECG signal which are basically, you know, PQRST conventionally. It is the name given. So how similar it is. So this is the thing. So now I will request Shayantan to share the screen and start your part.
Yes, I'm starting then. Um, so is it visible right now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll be doing basically a slideshow to display exactly how we'll be capturing the data using the hyperterminal. So first of all, we'll start off with the connections to the Arduino. So first we take the pulse heart rate sensor. It has three wires. One is marked as plus, one as minus, and the third wire does not have any markings. So the plus wire will be connected to the 3.3 volt of the Arduino. It may be connected to the 5 volt, but just for safety, we are not doing so. The minus terminal will be connected to ground, and the third wire, which is used for sending data, is connected to pin A0 of the Arduino. Then the Arduino is connected to the PC. So that's the first part. Then the Arduino code. It is a basic analog read operation that we perform. It's simply just taking the analog data from the sensor and printing it onto the serial monitor, as well as the millisecond, as well as the time in millisecond that we are recording at that right moment. So when you open the serial terminal, you will observe something like this. So if you're so the basic requirement here is, as shown in the first slide, to hold the sensor in your hand like that, so that it takes the data, and the left column will display the data, and the right column is displaying the time in millisecond. Okay. Next, we move on to the hyperterminal usage. So the hyperterminal comes in a zip file which has a number of folders and so on. I can show it right now. So basically, the hyperterminal, this one, you open it. This is the hyperterminal. This application is what we open, right? So this is what we are going to open. And when we open it, there will be certain unnecessary dialog boxes. You can just press on no and move on, because they are needed when you connect to some broadband line or such, but we are not doing so here. So the first important dialog box that will appear is connection description. So here you name the connection and just press on OK. Next, we'll be selecting the port that your Arduino has been connected to, which in my case is COM4 port. So just select the COM4 port. You do not have to fill up any of the other bars, and just press on OK to continue. And then set the data rate as 9600, because the Arduino here transmits at 9600. The baud rate is at 9600. So we set that as 9600, and then again click on OK. What this will do is it will basically print what your serial monitor is showing onto this hyperterminal. When you see this screen, what you do is press on transfer and click on capture text. This will start capturing your data into a file of your choice, which, as sir mentioned, will be a database like Excel here. So just select your file location and save it as a .csv file, as said, not a .txt file, a .csv file. So after saving, you can open the file in Excel to see the file, which will have the data in the left column from the sensor that you got, and the time in the milliseconds. As you can see, I've mentioned, and a small scatter plot has also been put up just to show the range of the data that we have gathered over the time interval. And basically here in this case, the data that I gathered is mostly ranging from 330 to 360 around. And so that's basically the consistent data that I got. Some ups and downs have occurred. The initial value, like, it has been very low, but it's not important here because it's just a small discrepancy. Yeah. So that's that. And so after this, Rohit will continue to show exactly how the filtering is done and so on. So on to you, Rohit.
Thank you, Sharon. Uh, is the screen visible to everyone? Everyone can see the screen?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no.
All right. So, hello guys, I'm Rohit Kundu from Jadavpur University Electrical Engineering Department. So, I'll be continuing after what Shantan said. So, basically, he took the data using the hyperterminal and made a CSV file and sent it to me, which is here, PPG data. So, it contains the pressure in this first column and the times here, all right, in milliseconds. So I've created a small PPT, so explain. So this is basically the PPG photoplethysmography signal. Is a periodic signal, obviously. So this here is called the dichrotic notch. Okay, this and okay, from this time here to this time, it is called a systole. And from this point, this minima to this minima is called a diastole. Okay. So first we have to import the Excel file into MATLAB. So for doing that, we use the command xlsread. So I have shown a screenshot here. So the variable I've used is raw data, xlsread, and then either you can just give the name of the CSV file if the you know the path is set to that particular folder. Like here the path is set to folder, that's why I've just used ppg.data.csv. Otherwise, if the matlab is accessing another folder and the csv file is in a completely other folder, then you have to give the path. Then so raw data, as you can see in the workspace, it is the whole CSV file is being loaded into MATLAB. So now we need to split it. So split it means basically we need to assign the first column to one variable and the second to others. So the way of doing that is, just variable name, the name of the variable. Here I have used data, which will be raw data actually. So raw data, then rows range and column range. So we just need to give the pressure values to V. So just one column. So column 1, and the timestamps is in column 2. So 200 to 602. This range is completely arbitrary. I've just taken out of my own wish. So and then plot the graph. So for plotting, the command is plot independent variable, comma dependent variable. This is the format, the commands. So this is the graph that I've obtained from Shantan's data. So this is the unfiltered, just the raw data. Now, what is the moving average filter? This is basically a difference equation. So moving average filter, what is it? It's just it takes a current value, here some previous values and some future values, and just makes a average values and just plots it. Just the data points, instead of the raw data points, we will now have data points that is average of a past value, a future value, and the current value. So here the window size is 3, because I've just taken one past value and one future value. So we can take even more. I'll show that to you. And after taking the Z transform of the difference equation, we'll get yz equal to 1 by 3 x of z. For x, the Z transform of x, n minus 1 is z to the minus 1 x, xz. So here it is xn1. I have taken xz common, and xn plus 1 is z. So dividing yz by xz, we get the transfer function, which comes out to be z square plus z plus 1. In MATLAB, what do? We actually just put the coefficients in the code. We don't need to mention if it's z square or z or 1. It will understand that automatically. So 1 1 1, if the numerator, I have taken the numerator as 1 1 1 because the filter size is 3. See, 1 1 1, it will automatically understand that the last one that we're using is the coefficient for the constant value. Okay, the constant value is represented here. So if we just go on adding ones, like 7 ones, then it will automatically understand that it is z to the power 6 plus z to the power 5 plus so on plus 1. And the numerator also 3z plus 3z plus 0. So, all right. So the command for using the moving average filter is filter within brackets, in third brackets to write the coefficients for the numerator, in a comma, and then the coefficients for the denominator, and then to which graph are you applying the filter. So here the raw data was to V, like the pressures was on V variable, so I've taken V, and then plot for I'll explain the hold on command later on. So the blue graph that you see here is the original graph, the raw graph from the raw data. And the red graph that you see here is the moving average filtered graph. See, it is much more smoother than the blue graph on window size 3. So now what we have to do is locate the maximas and minimas of this graph so that we can get the durations, the systolic duration, the diastolic duration, and the total time for the beat. So we can calculate the pulse rate. So for determining the maximas, I've shown the screenshot here. The command is find peaks and then the graph. Find peaks within brackets y. Maximas, comma, location of maximas. So maximas basically means the maximas will be this value. These values will be the maximas variable, and the location maximas will be at which timestamp is that location, is that maxima occurring. And we can plot by using t log maximas basically. So we'll just want to draw some circles at the maxima points. Okay, so that's why I've used t log maximas. It will only point out the places where the maximas occur, and then circle the values at that location. Okay, so these are the maximas, and you can see here there are some stray maximas out here too. So like this one, this is neither systole nor diastole anything. These are just errors from the sensor. We need to remove it later on. Here also. So this is basically the systole and this is the diastole. This. Now maximas. Okay. Now for minimas, we introduce a variable. So function is local mean y. So what it does is it returns a logical array. Whether like it will sweep through the entire graph. It will sweep through the entire graph, and at every point it will decide whether it is a minima or not. Like at this point, it should come and say it is a minima. So it will say at this location it will be 1. At all other locations it will be 0. Again at this point it will be 1. So I have assigned that assign those values to TF, and then I have used plot again to plot the minimas using a star. These are the minimas. Again, there are some stray minimas, obviously. Here is stray minima. Okay. So now our job is to find the beats, the time period for each beat. So we can calculate the beats by division. So we need the time between this red star and this one, between these two minimas. This will give the time for the beat. From this first minima to the second minima, it will give the time for systole. And for second minima to third minima, it will give the time for the diastole. And obviously addition is the beat. So how do you find the pulse rate? is first we assign local location of minimas, that is the timestamps at which minimas occur. So it will be basically an array of all the minimas across the whole graph. So what we need to do is, this is the first minima, second, third. We are counting manually for now. Later we'll be making a function so that the job gets generalized. So the what will be the time? Minima is 3. This is the third minima. The time at third minima minus the time at the first minima. That will give the beat duration. See, time at local minima is 3. Local minima is just an array minus local minima is 1. So the time is 583. It is in milliseconds. So what we need to do for finding the pulse rate, we have to divide. We have to formulate 60 divided by time. So since time is in milliseconds, I have multiplied the 1000. So the pulse rate comes out to be 102.9. I guess Shanton had somewhere around 99 to 105 kind of pulse rate.
Yes, 99 error. Yeah.
Yes, 99. So it is actually close. And this is just, we have taken for one beat. And if we will make the average of all the beats here, so we can obviously get a much more accurate value. Now, one thing is, this is an example of a ECG signal curve. Okay. So you can see the first peak, P, Q, R, S, T. This is what Sir was talking about. So we have to simulate this one using from the PPG signals. So let me just show you. Here it is near about close. See, if this is P, this is Q, R, S. Sorry, yes, S. This is S, and this will be T. See, you can see the shape. It is near about the same as the shown curve. So we can actually simulate the ECG signals from these PPG signals. And I'll just show in MATLAB once how this all works, and explain the all the commands. So first, raw data equal to, as we said, XLS read, and name of the, since I have already set the folder, I'll just write the name of the CSV file.
Hello.
Rohit, you're not audible.
Rohit, क्या हुआ?
Sir, I think his connection got lost.
रोहित नहीं सर मीटिंग
हाँ?
So connection
Yeah.
केटेगा
एक मिनट.
हाँ सर नेट ऑफ और
আর আসবে না?
স্যার দেখছি আমি
সর্বনাশ. ডেটা শেষ হয়ে গেছে, মানে 12টা বেজে গেছে. কি শান্তনু ওর কি লাইন আর কানেক্ট হবে না?
স্যার আমি কল করে দেখছি ওকে, ওর নেটটা তো অফই দেখছি এখনো হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে কল করছি।
রোহিতকে তো দেখাচ্ছে। হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
কি হলো?
জানি না স্যার, কেটে গেল।
কেটে যাচ্ছে।
যা, কত দূর হয়েছিল?
শুরু করছিলিস ম্যাটল্যাব ওই ইয়েটা লাস্ট পার্টটা বোঝানো, ম্যাটল্যাবে কি করে হচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা, ম্যাটল্যাবটা জাস্ট শুরু করছিলাম, তাই তো?
হ্যাঁ, লাস্ট ম্যাটল্যাব সিমুলেশনটা জাস্ট।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, আর কেটে গেল কি করে আমিও জানি না। Okay, let me explain again. So, can everyone see the screen?
Yeah.
All right. So first we import the data as I've shown in the PPT also. I have already set the folder path to the path where the CSV file is stored. So I don't need to specify the folder again. So here in the workspace, you can see that the 3301 cross 2 double. So basically the whole CSV file has been assigned to variable raw data. So we need to assign the different columns to the different variables. So I'll choose V. I'm just choosing an arbitrary range like I've used in the PPT, same range as I've used in the PPT. So V stores all the pressure values and T stores all the all the timestamps, milliseconds. Now, for designing the filter, we have to choose the numerators and denominators. We can work it out. So for as I've shown in the PPT, for window size 3, the numerator coefficients will be 111.
So here you use some higher window size.
Yes, sir. I will use both window size and show the delays and all.
Okay.
Isn't it that time column is column 2? You have
Yes.
mentioned.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you are right. Reassign the variables. So the filtered curve will be y. The syntax is filter num10 and the original curve. So let me plot it and show. So since the curve is coming like this, I'll just limit the y value so that the curve is zoomed in. So the blue curve here is the curve from the raw data that we've just imported, and the the red curve here is the filtered curve. So you can see there is a small delay out here. The maxima occurs at this time, but the maxima of the filtered curve occurs a little later. Obviously the filtered curve is much smoother than the original curve, but there is a small time delay. Now I will define another filter which will have an even greater window size, a window size of 7. Okay. If you work out the difference equation, you'll get the coefficients like this. So now the new filtered curve is y2. I'm showing in the same graph to show the delays actually. Okay. Now this new orange, this new yellow curve.
আবার কেটে গেছে মনে হয় না?
Sir, what about sir?
Huh?
Sir, I think he got again network issues.
Again he got disconnected, না?
I think so, sir.
এখনো তো আছে গ্রুপে দেখছি।
Hello. Sir, actually my net is not working properly. That's why I switched to mobile data now. I think it will be okay. So as I was saying, that the curve has been delayed by a greater amount. So, but the curve is much smoother too. So it is basically a trade-off between the smoothness of the curve and the delay. So we have to choose the filter size very carefully. So I'll just show the maximas and minimas also. I'll use the window size 3 curve for this. So maximas, location of maximas. Find peaks, this function find peaks gives two outputs. The maximas, the value of the pressure, and location of maximas, that is value on the x-axis. Okay. So, and for locating the maximas, this third argument is just how I want to show the maximas, as it will be just orange circles. You can see the maximas. Okay, I'll just plot again. Okay. So this is the filtered curve, and the maximas have been plotted with circles. So this is the systole maxima. This is the systole, the peak for the systole, and this is diastole. And you can also observe there are some stray maximas out here too, like this one, these two. We need to eliminate these also during the real analysis, because this will be, otherwise we can't generalize the problem. Because I have chosen a specific range here, I will manually just now calculate the times and all, but we have to generalize later on. So for the minimas, we'll use the function is local mean curve. So what this function does is it basically sweeps through the entire curve, and for every location it gives a value 1 or 0 of whether it is a minima or not, whether this point is a minima, this is a minima or not. So it will be 0 everywhere except for these points, this point and all. I'll just plot them too. So they will appear like stars. See, the minimas are plotted. So there are some stray minimas here too, like here we have to eliminate these as well, along with the stray maximas. Okay. So now we'll do a manual analysis right now. So this is the complete beat. So the duration from this minima to this minima is the time for one beat, and 60 divided by that time will give us the the pulse rate. So I'll first assign.
Can you again tell which minima to which minima?
Yes, sure. This first minima to this third minima. Wait. Here I have also shown the curve here also. The first minima to the third minima, because the first minima to the second minima is the systolic duration, and from the second minima to the third minima is the diastolic duration. So one systole and one diastole together will make up one beat. Okay, so this repeats on and on because it is periodic. So to get the complete beat duration, we'll find the time between the first minima and the third minima. So if we want to know the systolic duration, we can just minimas find the time difference between these two minimas.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. So log minimas is basically just an array that contains all the the values, the locations of all the minimas. So I'll just log minimas 3 minus log minimas 1 will give us the complete duration. Let's see. So 584, it is in milliseconds. So 584 millisecond is the beat time. So 584, so the pulse rate will be 60 divided by 584. So since it is in millisecond, I'll just multiply with 1000. So 102.7 around. So Shantan's heart rate was also, he said 100 around. So it is near about accurate. It will be more accurate if we just take all the beats and average them over the entire range.
Can you take some more point?
Okay, sir.
Like minima, some 4 minus 5, like that, something 2, 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. So I'll take 3 to 5. The minima is from 3 to 5. This is also a systole and a diastole.
Some 3 minima you duration calculate and take average.
Okay. So
first one you give M1, then M2, then M3. Finally you do M1 plus M2 plus M3 by 3.
Yes, sir. So next beat I'll take this one, the second one. So it will be from minima 3 to 4 to 5. So minima location 5 minus location 3.
কিছুই দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
Sir, I'll take this minima from
command যেটা লিখছো ওটা দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
কোনটা যেটা লিখছি?
command
MATLAB
কমান্ডে, হ্যাঁ ওটা কোথায় নিচে চলে গেছে,
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, ওকে।
ওটা দেখাই যাচ্ছে না। হ্যাঁ সিএলসি দিয়ে দাও। হ্যাঁ
This is the first beat, and the second one I'll take the second beat. I'll just show in the graph. I have taken this beat for M2 from minima 3 to minima 5, and next we shall take 3, 5, 6 to 8, sir, or even later 8, 9, 9 to 11. This beat. Okay, so 9 to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 to 11. Yes. So the average, you can see in the workspace here, the values. The second one isn't that right actually. So it's around 97. The pulse rate is 97.01 actually. So it is even closer since it was about 99 or something. Happens by heart rate. So this is just a small range. So if we take even bigger range for the entire data that we have collected, so it will become even more precise.
I have a small doubt. Yes.
Yes.
While keeping while starting the what to say the Excel sheet while saving in Excel sheet that beats and millisecond.
Yes.
Suppose like some sort of noise is created while keeping the hand and taking like fan disturbance. Getting that noise
Yes.
that noise creates something you said about two local minima. This and all needed. We should eliminate them. How to eliminate this that two?
These minimas, these stray minimas.
Yeah, stay minimas.
Yes, that sir will explain. Actually, I had created a method, but sir will explain an even more efficient method for doing this
Thank you.
using the discrete Fourier transform.
Okay.
Since this is a periodic signal, we can take the Fourier transform and get the frequencies. In the frequency domain, we can do the analysis. I had done in time domain only, just defining what are the systoles and what are the diastoles, and then rejecting all the later minimas, all the later maximas and minimas. So sir will definitely explain a more efficient way later.
Thank you.
No problem.
Actually, I also have one doubt.
Yes.
This what window, like how to select the window, like which one is appropriate, the three
Yes, you have
size.
to basically it's a hit and trial. You have to compare with the original curve and see whether the curve is smooth enough and whether the delay is small enough.
So like how much should the delay be? Like what is the tentative value? Anything? Like I was
Uh,
getting some curves, but they were like some had more delays and some didn't. So I was confused.
Ideally speaking, if we can devise a method so that the time whatever time delay there is, we can eliminate it. If we can devise such a method, then the time delay won't be a factor. So because we are eliminating it later on anyway. So greater window size is obviously preferred. But since now we have not yet devised such a method, so we'll just try out some values and visually check. I'm not sure about any tentative values what the time delay
See,
should be.
normally when you are selecting the window size, so that definitely you should analyze the time domain signal to frequency domain so that some important frequency component should not be filtered out. Number
Yes.
one. these things. Second thing is, once you are able to rule out that, then if there is a significant delay also, because my time signal, it is a unidirectional signal. There is no disturbance, such disturbance will occur. So for a certain window size, any window size, I know how much delay will occur. So I will take that, I will start the time sample from that sample. So this will be very easily can be ruled out. How to shift that car, that will be not a problem. But the thing is, main thing is the window size should not be such that, that means during compared to this shifting, you should be much more judicial enough to select the window size so that the desired frequency component which be
Do
carrying
not
some
get.
important information should not be filtered out. So those are the things, it will come one by one and everything it will be clear to you. No issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any more questions?
I think,
No.
Chahat, everything clear?
Yes, sir.
Sharan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now,
Rohit, can you send that PowerPoint presentation in the group?
Okay, what can I send?
The PPT you presented, can you send in the
PPT,
group?
yes, definitely. Yes, I will send it.
yeah, this video also I'll be uploading somewhere, and whatever PPT also you can send. So now one assignment I am going to give you.
Okay.
So just these are the very basic level. If there is some error also, don't worry, because lot of further processing it is to be done. So now, how many people here know NN Start Toolbox of MATLAB?
So what toolbox?
I know, sir.
I think who are working on that one, that things they may be knowing. Another group. NN Start.
So
Yes,
can you?
yes, sir. I know that. NN start. NN.
Okay, okay.
NN
Neural
Start.
networks
No, sir, I
toolbox.
don't.
Neural network.
Oh yes, yes, I know.
Neural Network Toolbox.
Yes, sir.
This Rohit and Rahul, sorry,
Shantan, Rohit and Shantan.
Rohit and Shantan know that?
I know
Sir,
that,
Amit,
sir.
they can have, I don't really know actually.
Okay, okay, okay. That is a very simple thing. If needed, I will also tell you.
Sir, I'll study it. If I cannot understand, then I'll tell you surely.
So there is a things called uh, uh, trending. Sorry, it is to. There are a lot of things, pattern recognition, so many things will be there. So now, rather than, because if we want to now I'll some 5 more minutes we can take. এই রাহুল রাহুল ওই স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করো তো
Sir, আমি রোহিত.
হ্যাঁ রোহিত প্লিজ
হ্যাঁ,
রোহিত
sir.
উল্টে যাবে
হ্যাঁ, sir.
জাস্ট শেয়ার ইওর স্ক্রিন
শেয়ার করেছি.
কই ম্যাটল্যাব উইন্ডো তোলো
হ্যাঁ.
Anybody feeling sleepy?
No, sir.
Suppose
No, sir.
somebody not knowing, or Chahat, suppose if you are feeling sleepy, you can leave, or Sharan, if you sleeping.
Yeah, fine, sir. Fine, sir. No problem.
Now you take one variable, say x, clear all equal to 0 colon colon ওটা আমাকে একটা ইয়ে বানাবো x ওটা কি x is equal to colon সেমিকোলন না ফুল কোলন ওটা আমি বুঝতে পারছি না ওটা একটা ইনক্রিমেন্ট দাও 0.01 colon ওটা মনে করো 100 সেমিকোলন এন্টার। এবার আমি একটা ভ্যালু y is equal to x স্কয়ার, ওরকম করে নেবে না, এরর দেবে, ডট নিতে হবে, ওটা তো অ্যারে x ডট,
আচ্ছা
ইটস এ ভেক্টর x ডট,
হ্যাঁ
এটা ডট দাও x, হ্যাঁ তারপরে স্কয়ার লিখো, হ্যাঁ
হুম,
প্লাস 2x সেমিকোলন এন্টার। ওখানে ডট নট লাগবে, ওটা না দিলেও হয়, semicolon enter, huh? So now these are the two datas I got. Now I want to train a network. So now you write nn start, enter করো। তো ওইখানে দেখো অনেকগুলো আছে, দিস ইজ ফিটিং, প্যাটার্ন রিকগনিশন, তারপরে
হুম,
ক্লাস্টারিং,
clustering।
প্রথমটা যাও, ফিটিং অ্যাপে যাও। এবার এখানে দেখো দিস ইজ দ্য নেটওয়ার্ক, নেক্সট করো। এবার ওইখানে দেখো ইনপুটে দাও x and output target is y, ঠিক আছে? ওখানে
হ্যাঁ।
ম্যাট্রিক্স কলাম, ওকে নেক্সট করো। ওকে ঠিক আছে, দ্যাট স্যাম্পল ইউ ক্যান চেঞ্জ বেসড অন ইওর অ্যাকুরেসি। নেক্সট করো, ওটা যা আছে থাক, ওগুলো তাড়াতাড়ি তো।
হুম,
আর এখানে দিস নাম্বার অফ নিউরনস, মানে who having more number of neuron, he is more brainy, like that. So you put 100 neuron, put 100 neuron. Next, so hidden layer, okay next, এটা এখানে ঘুরছে ঘুরছে ঘুরছে।
হ্যাঁ ক্রিয়েটিং নেটওয়ার্ক।
So here you select, I use this Leeuwenberg Marquardt optimization. It is a good thing. You keep it
Okay.
that one. Now you train the network. You train, হ্যাঁ ওই দেখো ওটা ট্রেন হচ্ছে। That means like our childhood, how
Learning
mother,
through examples.
yeah, how mother taught us alphabets. We don't know what is the dynamics of that, but repeated practice, we understand that is a. So like that. So we need not to understand anything. By repeatedly we are uh, changing the uh, arbitrarily we are changing the value of the eigenvalue of the matrix to match with the characteristics equation. So this is basically the thing happening. MATLAB is keep on doing that optimization. It will be so closer. So when the relative error is matching with the satisfactory level, so then it will stop. The system will converge and you will get the
Final accuracies.
coefficient matrix. Now any kind of that data if you give, it will give the value. So that is like this. Okay, so now it is trained. You go to next. And next করো ওই MATLAB ফাংশন নেক্সট করো। ওখানে ওইটা সেভ টু নেটওয়ার্ক টু MATLAB অবজেক্ট নেম, সেভ পারফরম্যান্স ডেটা, শুধু প্রথমটা রেখে বাকিগুলো আনচেক করে দাও। ওটার নাম দাও নেটওয়ার্ক নেট, ওটার নাম, ওটা কিছু নাম দিয়ে দাও নেটওয়ার্ক, ঠিক আছে। এবার ওটা ফিনিশ করে দাও, ফিনিশ এগুলো সব ক্লোজ ইট। ওহো, এটা নেটওয়ার্ক ক্র্যাশিং করে সেভ করতে হবে। আবার চালাও, সেভ, ওটা সেভ হয়নি। সায়ন্তন লেফট হয়ে গেল না?
সায়ন্তন, হ্যাঁ, ওরও নেট গেছে কোথায়, নেটে প্রবলেম হচ্ছে স্যার খুব আজকে,
ওকে
মানে ব্রডব্যান্ডে খুব প্রবলেম হচ্ছে।
ওকে, নেক্সট করো, নেক্সট নেক্সট। প্রথমটা দেখো, keep first one and remaining all these things are checked unnecessary. Now click save result.
সেভ রেজাল্ট,
দেখি ওই ওয়ার্কস্পেসে এসছে ওই নেট লেখাটা।
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক
এসে
আছে।
গেছে।
Now you close all this thing. Okay, so now you see, you close. Now you see, if suppose for x is equal to 4, so 4 4 16 আর 24 আসার কথা। এবার
হ্যাঁ।
নেট উইদিন ব্র্যাকেট 4 লেখো, enter. You see, it is that is
Very
coming.
close.
So it is getting trained.
Hmm.
So this is the way to train the network. So suppose if you want to plot it, then you can find out, you plot, say plot command y comma x, sorry, x comma y comma, right, comma x comma net x. If you plot it, then you will understand, then it will, you see, it is perfectly, because as it is equation, it is perfectly plotting. Now if you enlarge the thing, you can get some small kind of error. Okay, so now close this screen. Now what I am giving the assignment to you all, already you got the set of data. So a set of data you got from PPG signal, correct?
Yes sir.
Now you take some 1000 data. So from the 1000 data, already you know the shape of the PQRST signal. So you match it and generate a data which is superimposed to that.
Okay.
From that to data, you train a network. Okay.
That means we'll first ওই যে ডেটাটা পেয়েছিলাম সিএসভি তে সেটাকে দিয়ে ট্রেন করাবো।
No, listen first. Say Shayanton given that data.
Yes.
So with Shayanton given data, you generate a very smooth PQRX signal. What you?
Okay, by filtering operations.
No, not filtering. Without filtering. Without filtering, or that you keep as a raw data. and from there you match that signal. Normal, okay, I'll do one thing. Now you disconnect your this one screen
Yes, yes.
sharing. I will do my screen sharing.
Yes.
Okay, now my screen is shared.
Yes.
Say now you are getting a data of something like this, something. So that data point Now in common ECG, you know the signal how it will be. Something like this.
Yes.
So now both the data point you match it. Match it means you generate a data set.
Okay.
Same, you whatever the sample point it was taken, that sample point you generate the data set for both the signal. One is, so this signal is Sayanton is PPG signal, and this is a common ECG signal. With these two data, you train a network.
Okay.
Now you take, say, Chahat PPG signal. That you import and generate this signal. Got it?
Okay. Yes, sir. For the training purpose, we'll use one PPG signal, and for testing, we'll use another PPG signal to generate a ECG signal.
Yeah.
Sir, which one will we use as the target? What is the target values?
Target value means I am not getting. So you see this.
Sir, like if we have do we have target given the expected output? Do we have have we already
Yeah.
we
So
have
you see, this is 1% ECG signal means I got 1% ECG and PPG signal both. Like that, I will collect 1,000 people ECG and PPG signal. From there, I will train a network such that if I give PPG signal, I will get ECG signal. Is
Okay,
it
sir.
clear?
Yes, sir. I got it.
So what I am telling, so already Sayanton PPG signal is available, but ECG signal not available. So for that I am telling, from general ECG signal we know that how it will be. So both signal you superimpose, take the data point and take 1,000 points. From these two, you train a network. Now you give your PPG sensor came. Chahat,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
PPG signal, PPG sensor आया? क्या हो
Sir,
रहा है?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It has reached to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So all the people, after once the network is trained, then all the people should give their PPG signal, and let us see how the ECG signal is getting constructed.
Okay.
Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the next assignment we
Okay.
have try to do. So first we will try with maybe raw signal. It is not sufficient. It will give some error or this kind of
Errors.
things. So when we are doing, you need to filter it. First you do with raw signal. It will take some time to understand why it is happening, where is the problem, because it is the repeated training is happening there. So you also should get trained what kind of consideration are to be is to be involved there. So for that you try 2-3 times. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the assignment. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I am terminating the session now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, bye. Take care.
Bye, sir.